That's the sound of a motorcycle. Yes, I am back in my humble abode, and it's hot. The sun's out. It's not even that bad. It's like 72, but I wanted to come out here and just kind of brainstorm some things again. If you can't tell already by my demeanor, I am kind of nervous because I don't usually film outside, so I have to get used to this. So today's topic is about believing in yourself, which sounds straightforward, but it is not. And I know that from my own personal experiences growing up as a child. If you don't have the right things put in place, it can be really hard to believe in yourself, and that's something that can last well throughout school, onto adulthood, onto a lot of different things, and it can really affect ourselves more than we really realize. And the biggest way to combat that is to really understand it now more than ever. The best time is now. It's not a one-step thing. It's not going to be solved in a day. It really well could be, but it's really not going to be solved in a day. You can't just say, I'm going to believe in myself now, and then you do. Sometimes it does take a little bit of work, and that's okay. If you can solve it in like an hour, that'd be amazing. Props to you. But like I said, from personal experience, I'm still dealing with this. Sometimes I don't believe in myself, and you could be way more than capable of anything that you put your mind to, as long as you just knew how to believe in yourself. Because a lot of you guys have really great gifts. I've seen it. I've seen people on YouTube with like 1,000 subs shredding a guitar. I've seen some of the best artists who aren't even known. Like, if you really put your mind to some of these things, you can really achieve it, but it's difficult to put your mind to it. Another motorcycle. It's difficult to put your mind to it if you can't believe that you can, if that makes any sense. Like, say I wanted to start selling pools. Ooh, that's another plane. It's like a Cessna. Nice. Let's just say, for example, you have an interest in becoming like a pool salesman, and you really love pools for some reason. I'm not judging. You really love pools, and you want to work in a store. You want to own your own pool store, but deep down, you're having trouble believing that you can actually do it. You don't know if you can or not. Like, you could very well be the best pool salesman in the world, but because of the fact that you didn't believe in yourself, or you don't believe in yourself, you won't even have the chance to find that out. If that makes any sense. You can very well be the absolute best at something that you're passionate about, but if you just don't have the confidence, it's really hard to dive like 100% into that. Like, you could sell 50 pools in a day and make lots of dough, but if you don't believe in yourself that you can actually even own a business or have the energy to sell pools, then you'll never try it, and you'll never know what you're capable of. A lot of times we don't figure that out until we try something, until we dive deep into something. And then you really understand your potential. And that's a good thing about life, is just you can try so many different things if you just put your mind to it. You don't have to do the same thing as everybody else. You can try whatever resonates with you. If you want to be a musician, if you want to be a pool salesman, if you want to manage a supermarket, if you want to own a hotel, you never know what your body can handle, what you're capable of. You can get in there and be the absolute best, and it just clicks like that. But if you don't believe in yourself, you won't even give yourself the chance to go in there and try it. And it's difficult. Like I said, it's not straightforward. A lot of times it takes a while to really gain that confidence back. And like I said, speaking from experience, like years ago, I would have never been able to stand in front of a camera in public with cars actively pulling in the parking lot, being nervous if somebody will walk up on me or see me talking to myself on a camera. But I had to believe in myself and just give it a try, and it turns out I'm not that bad. There's a lot of takes in this video, though, that I have to cut out because I talk kind of fast and I kind of stumble my words. But I would have never known had I not tried it. I could have just kept this camera down and not tried to film this video. But I just gave it a try and see where it went. And if it went well, that's amazing. And if it didn't go well, then I can always try something new. And that's another thing. You don't have to be perfect at what you do. There's people out there who, it's all about having fun. It's not about being perfect or having perfectionism. You can do whatever you want and just have fun, even if you're not the best. You don't have to be the best. Because in reality, of course, in any typical thing, there's tiers to like, oh, this could be better or this could be worse, or this person might be better at this than somebody else. But it's going to keep going up. There's really not there isn't a number one best at anything, because everything is so dynamic and different. You can have somebody that does real estate photography, and they might be the best at photography, but you can have somebody who does car photography, and they're the best in their own leagues. They still have the same camera, they still have the same skills, but they apply it differently. So you really can't judge that. You really can't like put the two together because they're in vastly different yet similar dynamics, if that makes any sense. So don't focus so much on being the best at something or trying to make it perfect, because it's not going to go well. There's always going to be somebody who can be seen as better, but instead of being jealous of that, look at them as inspiration to do better if that's what you want to do. But if you're just truly having fun and it's putting a smile on your face every day and you're not the best at it, as long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. It doesn't have to be the best. You don't have to, oh, I have to make this perfect, I have to do this and that. Like, you don't have to. You can, and try to work towards doing well, but don't focus on perfectionism. Just focus on having fun. My eye hurts. Just focus on having fun first and foremost, and then worry about developing this skill onto something even greater. But if you can't have fun, then there's no point in developing a skill. At least that's just how I look at it. You might have a different outlook, and that's fine. So yeah, I just wanted to dive in on that. It was kind of plaguing my mind today. And I'll probably make another video talking about confidence. And if it's out, you can click right there or wherever on the screen. If it's not out, then you'll probably see a different video. But yeah, it's just something that I thought about, because growing up, I always had a perfectionist on my eye. Growing up, I always had this like perfectionist ideology to where I thought that I had to make every single thing perfect. And from experience, what I dealt with was I wasn't able to develop my skill because I was so focused on making it perfect, I didn't have fun in it. Like, one of those things is music. And I'll probably dive deeper into this on a different video, but growing up making music, I always looked at it, I always tried to be perfect, and I never gave myself the opportunity to just kind of play around, to just see what I can create. I was always like, oh, it has to sound perfect, and if it's not perfect, then I hate this. It's like, that's such an irrational ideology to have, because it just doesn't, it doesn't provide the best development. Every single person will make a mistake. Every single person has to go through that learning curve. You can't escape it. Every single person will have to go through that learning curve. That's just a part of life. It's just like learning guitar. You can't just immediately start shredding 1 week into it. If you're a superhuman, then sure, yeah, props to you. But most of us, we can't just start shredding a lick a week into it. There's going to be times where we make mistakes. There's going to be times where, make sure this is recording, yes. There's going to be times where we're not perfect. There's going to be times where we hurt our fingers, or we can't get this chord right, or anything. But you have to have fun first. First and foremost, you have to have fun. And then two, don't worry about trying to get it perfect, because it's steps to it. It's like trying to scale like 100 steps, and you're looking up this whole stairwell, and you're worried about trying to do the biggest jump up to the top. It's irrational. Unless you have hops like that, then yes, congratulations. But for most people, we can't jump up 100 steps, but we're so focused on that top step. Oh, another Cessna. Hello, Cessna. That's really cool. But yes, it's like focusing on the top step, which is not bad, but you can't just focus on the top step. A lot of times you have to look at the steps in front of you, because you're so focused on that top step, you're thinking that you can jump. You have to just walk. You have to take every single step. Everybody else takes that step, so you might be looking at them like, oh, how did they get up there? How are they at the top of the steps? They're not telling you that they had to walk up the 100. So you have this, some people might have this idea that, oh, I have to just get bigger legs, or I have to jump higher. No, you just have to walk. And it's okay to walk. Don't feel bad about walking up the 100 steps. Look at the first one. Look at the first 10. Okay, you made it up 10 steps. Look at the next 10, and you made up 20 steps. And as you keep going, you'll look back and think, oh, I've really gone pretty high up in the stairwell. But you have to allow yourself to do that. And you have to believe in yourself that you can get up these steps. But it can't be perfect. So to sum it up, if you've watched this entire thing, I hope that you got something from this. Because these are talks that I need to tell myself personally. So in a way, making these videos is kind of lecturing myself, because this is the only time that I can really do that. And usually I'm talking to like a friend or talking to somebody trying to help them through their problems. But since I'm just talking to you guys or talking to a camera, in a way I'm talking to myself. And I think I'll learn a lot from this, because I'm able to make sense of my thoughts when I can just kind of speak them out to you guys, or speak them to a camera, because I'm just by myself. So these are thoughts that I would have in my head, but when I speak them, I don't know, it makes more sense it makes a lot more sense when I can speak my thoughts, because I can put pieces together and help you guys out as well if you're dealing with the same issue. So if you're watching this, I hope that you took something from this, and just understand that it's not nothing will be perfect, and that's okay. Take it easy.